Chapter 2 Natural Resources. What is a resource? A resource is any type of physical material forming a part of the earth which is used and valued by humans. When any naturally occurring material becomes available to humans, it becomes a resource. For example, even though biogas existed since a long time, it became an energy resource only when the technology to use it was developed. Thus, a material would be referred as a resource if it is 1. Technologically available, and 2. Economically viable. Optimal use of such resources is necessary as it contributes to the development of a region. Resources can be natural or man-made. Natural resources, as the name suggests, occur in nature. For example, oil, gas, coal, etc. While man-made resources do not exist naturally, but are instead made by man. For example, plastic, nylon, steel, etc. Let us discuss about the natural resources of Maharashtra. Land resources. The total area of Maharashtra is 3,07,580 square kilometers, of which most of the land is used for agriculture. Use of land for agriculture depends on the relief and slope of the land, the rainfall in the area, and soil conditions. When you look at the map, you will see that the Konkan and Western Ghats have high relief and steep slope, which limits the availability of land for agriculture. On the other hand, the eastern parts of the state predominantly use land for forestry and mining activity. Central Maharashtra has low rainfall, which reduces the usability of land for agriculture. The floodplains of the rivers like Tapi, Godavari, Vardha, Vainganga, Bhima and Krishna are used for agriculture due to the fertile soil deposited by the rivers. Land use. When humans use land of a particular region for various purposes, it is known as land use. It involves activities undertaken by humans to use, manage, or maintain the land for various purposes such as agriculture, setting up industries, forestry, human settlements, etc. The purpose for which land is used and the extent to which the land is used for the purpose together determine the pattern of land use. This figure shows the percent of land in different regions of Maharashtra under forests, the net sown area, area not available for agriculture, and fallow land. Net sown area. Net sown area is the total area sown with crops. In simpler words, it is the total area under agriculture. Agriculture depends on climate, soil, irrigation facilities, and physical land features such as gradient of land. Maharashtra has 56.6% of land under cultivation. 70% of the land in western Maharashtra and Vidarbha is under cultivation, while the percentage of area under cultivation is low in the Konkan division and eastern Vidarbha due to steep gradient and forest cover. The agricultural land around urban areas is shrinking due to ever-increasing population and urbanization. Areas under forests. The extent of forest cover depends on the rainfall distribution and human activities like cutting down of trees. The state has an average annual rainfall of 1,300 millimeters. Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, Raigad, Thane, Gadchiroli, Chandrapur, Bhandara, Gondia districts receive rainfall more than 1,000 millimeters. Most of the state's forests are found on the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats, particularly the western parts of Nasik, Pune, Satara, Sangli, and Kolhapur districts. Central Maharashtra is a drought-prone zone due to low rainfall. However, the land used for agriculture is more, as the land surface there is flat. Thus, the area under forest is very limited as compared to that under agriculture in this region. Non-agricultural use of land. As per 2010-2011 statistics provided by the Department of Agricultural Cooperation, about 10.33% of the land in Maharashtra is not available for cultivation. When land is used for human settlements and industrialization rather than agriculture, it is known as non-agricultural use of land. Recently, it has been observed that area under cultivation and forest is being converted into non-agricultural land. Fallow land. When cultivable land is not seeded for a season, it is known as fallow land. It may or may not be plowed. This method of leaving the land uncultivated for a limited period of time is practiced to increase the fertility of the soil and retain moisture in the soil for the next crop. However, it is considered wasteful and instead crop rotation is now preferred over this method. When a piece of land is not cultivated due to scanty rainfall during the current year, then the land is known as current fallow. Constant efforts are being made to bring such areas under cultivation by providing irrigation facilities. Water resources. Water is one of the basic needs and an essential resource for all life forms on the earth. Surprisingly, only 3% of the water present on earth is fresh water. Rainfall is the major source of fresh water. Water resources in Maharashtra. The state of Maharashtra receives rainfall only for 4 months of the year. The map shows that the distribution of rainfall in Maharashtra is uneven. It ranges from more than 3,000 millimeters in the Western Ghats to less than 450 millimeters in the rain shadow area of the Ghats. Thus, it becomes necessary to use water judiciously by developing water resources. Water resources can be found as surface water or groundwater. Water which flows through rivers and collects in lakes and ponds is known as surface water, while water which seeps into the ground is called groundwater. Dams are built across water bodies to store and control the flow of water. Water stored in them is used for various purposes through canals. As per the International Commission on Large Dams, dams with height more than 15 meters are called large dams. There are more than 1,800 major dams in Maharashtra. The total gross storage of these dams is over 37 billion cubic meters. The estimated groundwater available in the state is 32.96 billion cubic meters. This quantity depends upon factors like slope of a region, etc. Thus, the amount of groundwater available is not same throughout the state. However, dams are also responsible for environmental and social problems, as the huge reservoirs to store water require displacement of people and also result in significant changes in the flow pattern of rivers, which adversely affect species that depend on river habitat for their survival. Irrigation. The method of supplying water artificially for the purpose of agriculture is called irrigation. It is often used when supply of rainwater is not adequate to grow crops. The major methods of irrigation used in the state are well irrigation, tank irrigation, canal irrigation, and lift irrigation. Let us learn about each of them in a bit detail. Well irrigation is used to irrigate 55% of the total irrigated area in the state. Wells are dug to tap underground water for irrigation. Ahmednagar district has the maximum number of wells in the state, while the Konkan division has very limited land under well irrigation. Canal irrigation is used to irrigate 22.5% of the total irrigated area in the state. A canal is an artificial waterway or channel used to transport water to the fields. It is mostly found in western Maharashtra, as many rivers originate along the eastern slope of the Western Ghats and flow in the eastward direction. Many large dams have been built on the eastern slope. Tank irrigation is used to irrigate 14.5% of the total irrigated area in the state. A tank is an artificial reservoir or container of a specific size. This method is commonly used in the Chandrapur, Bhandara, Gondia and Gadchiroli districts. Lift irrigation is used to irrigate 8% of the total irrigated area in the state. Here, pumps or other mechanisms are used to lift the water from the source to the field. Drip irrigation is a system where controlled delivery of water is accomplished through a network of pipes and tubes. The water trickles or drips slowly and directly at the roots of the crops through a nozzle of small diameter. This saves water and fertilizer. A sprinkler sprays water over the soil through pipes or nozzles. 40% less water is required to irrigate the land as compared to that required by other methods. Water scarcity. In Maharashtra, only 17% of the area is covered by irrigation, while 83% of the area depends on rainfall for agriculture. More than 62,000 square kilometers area in the state is drought prone, which leads to decrease in agricultural productivity. A drought is an extended period of scanty rainfall, leading to a shortage of water. Some of the most drought-prone districts in the state are Ahmednagar, Pune, Satara, Sangli, Osmanabad and Dhule. In drought-prone areas, cultivation of water-intensive crops like sugarcane should be avoided. Water pollution. When water bodies like rivers, lakes and oceans are contaminated by harmful and toxic substances due to human activities, it is known as water pollution. It leads to deterioration of water quality, which adversely affects aquatic life and destroys aquatic ecosystems. Consuming polluted water can cause health problems in humans. Sources of water pollution include direct discharge of untreated industrial effluents, sewage, and garbage into water bodies. Pollutants can enter the water supply indirectly from soil and groundwater. For example, pesticides and fertilizers used in fields enter groundwater. One of the most common examples we are aware of is that of pollution of river Ganga. Today, it is considered to be one of the most polluted rivers in the world. Release of domestic waste, untreated industrial effluents, and sewage directly into the river has led to its pollution to a greater extent. Various cleaning efforts have been initiated over the years, but they have been unsuccessful. Water conservation. Water conservation involves strategies and activities that help manage the freshwater resources so as to meet current and future human needs. Few of them: conduct audits of current water use. To do so, install water meters in homes and offices and analyze water consumption trends to identify opportunities for water conservation. Sensor-activated taps should be installed in order to avoid wastage of water. Build bunds on small streams, percolation tanks, village tanks, etc. Dredge dams to increase the storage capacity. Dams should be repaired in time in order to prevent leakage. Educate people about water conservation strategies. Implement forest conservation plan to save water. Rainwater harvesting, which should be adopted as a measure to conserve water, is a way to capture, divert, and store rainwater for later use. Many rainwater harvesting systems have been designed that vary in size and complexity depending upon its use. In general, harvesting system has following components. 1. Catchment area. It is the surface where rainwater falls. 2. Storage tanks. This is the place where rainwater gets stored. It can be placed either underground or above the ground surface. 3. Conveyance system. It includes pipe network and gutters that transport the rainwater from the catchment area to the storage tank. 4. Treatment system. It is responsible for treating the water before entering into the storage tanks. Also, water is disinfected before using the stored water. And 5. Distribution system. It includes devices used to transport the stored water after treatment to the point of use. For example, pipes and pumps. Soil resources. Soil is composed of weathered rocks, minerals, organic matter, air, and living organisms. It forms the uppermost layer of the Earth's crust. Plants use soil as a medium of growth, as it provides water, nutrients, and mechanical support to the plant. Soil supports a variety of organisms both above and below ground. Not only does soil store water, but it also purifies the water as it passes through the various layers of the soil. Soil helps reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by storing it in the form of organic matter. This is how it helps regulate climate change. Soil is formed over hundreds and thousands of years. The formation of soil depends on factors such as climate, physical features of an area, parent material, time, and human activity. For example, newly formed soil will differ from older soil as it has taken a longer time to develop. Based on the factors discussed, we will now take a look at different types of soils that exist in the state. Types of soil. Various types of soil are black soil, alluvial soil, laterite soil, and red and yellowish soil. Black soil. Black soil, also known as rega, is formed due to the weathering of basalt rock. Its iron-rich granular structure makes it resistant to erosion. It contains iron, lime, potash, aluminium, calcium, and magnesium carbonate. It is deficient in humus, yet highly moisture retentive. In Maharashtra, black soil is found in Amravati, Akola, Buldhana, Washim, Parbhani, Dhule, Jalgaon, Hingoli, Osmanabad, and Ahmednagar districts. Cotton is mostly grown in black soil in the state. It is also suitable for crops such as sugarcane, fruits, wheat, jawar, and pulses. Laterite soil. Laterite soil is formed due to weathering of a variety of rocks under oxidizing and leaching conditions. It is rich in iron oxide and aluminium and deficient in silica and lime, which are washed away during leaching. The formation of laterite requires repetition of wet and dry season. Nearly all laterites are rusty red in color because of iron oxides. Laterite is porous and clay-like. It is commonly found in Ratnagiri, Raigad, Sindhudurg, Kolhapur, and Satara districts in the state. It is widely used for growing paddy crops and horticulture in Konkan. Alluvial soil. Alluvium is the material deposited by rivers. It contains silt clay, sand, gravel, and organic matter. Alluvial soil is formed in the downstream areas of rivers, especially in floodplains and deltas. It is fine-grained and fertile. In Maharashtra, it is found in the basins of Tapi and Purna in North Maharashtra, and in the coastal tracts of Konkan near the mouths of various rivers. Red and yellowish soil. Red and yellowish soil is formed due to the weathering of acidic rocks like granite, gneiss, and schist. It is red in color due to the presence of iron oxide. It also exists in yellow, brown, and grey color in some parts of the state. It lacks phosphoric acid, organic matter, and lime. It is commonly found in Nagpur, Bhandara, Gondia, Chandrapur, and Gadchiroli districts of the state. It is suitable for growing crops like bajra, groundnut, potato, and rice. Soil erosion. Soil erosion is the removal of the topsoil or the uppermost layer of the earth by wind, water and animal, and human activity such as overgrazing, overcultivation, forest clearing, etc. Even before soil forming processes can replace it. It is a natural process which can be controlled but can never be stopped. Erosion by water. Moving water takes loose soil and pieces of rocks from one place to another. Rapidly moving rivers and streams erode their banks and thus create valleys over centuries. As ocean waves crash against shores, they weather the shore. Thus, the shape of coastlines always keep changing. Water also takes sand from beaches, thus moving the coastlines farther inland. Wind carries soil, sand, and volcanic ash from one place to another. In dry areas, winds blow sand against rocks with a huge force, thus slowly eroding the rock. Human activities like overcultivation and cutting down forests also result in soil erosion. Erosion by human activities. The roots of plants and trees hold the soil together. Plants slow down the flow of water, allowing much of it to seep into the ground. Further, plants reduce the impact of rainfall, thus lessening its erosion effect. Cutting down of trees loosens the soil, allowing it to be easily blown or washed away. Also, once the nutrient-rich topsoil is removed, the soil cannot support plant growth, making the land infertile. Without any topsoil and plants, the land transforms into a desert. This is called desertification. In Maharashtra, though the problem of soil erosion exists in almost all parts, it is severe in the Western Ghats region, which experiences heavy rainfall and has steep slopes. It is also severe in the floodplain areas of Tapi. Ways to conserve soil. Planting of trees or afforestation, plugging of gullies, crop rotation, using contour cultivation and terrace farming in sloping land are some of the recommended measures for reducing the rate of soil erosion. All these techniques slow down water runoff, allowing water to seep in the ground and reduce chances of soil being washed away. Under watershed development programs, various government departments and non-government organizations, that is, NGOs, have implemented soil conservation measures in different parts of the state. Soil degradation. Soil degradation means a decline in soil quality caused due to improper use for various purposes like agricultural, pastoral, etc. Soil degradation includes reduced fertility of soil, loss of organic matter, adverse changes in salinity, acidity, or alkalinity, and adverse effects of toxic pollutants on the soil. It is a consequence of excessive and improper use of soil for growing crops, animal grazing, and industrial or human settlement purposes. Increasing human populations are putting pressure on land. Soil degradation can result in diminished land productivity, uncertainty in food security, and damaged ecosystems. Measures to prevent soil degradation include crop rotation, keeping the land fallow, and use of organic manures. In the state, soil degradation is a problem in areas of irrigated farming. Increased usage of irrigation method moves salts in the soil from deeper layers to the top layers. This makes irrigated land unsuitable for cultivation. Forests and wildlife. Forests perform a variety of functions. They are also known as the Earth's lungs, as they absorb carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis and release oxygen. Thus, they serve as carbon sinks. They help reduce emissions of the greenhouse gas and regulate climate change. They provide economic services through forest products like wood, timber, and non-wood products like medicines, food, etc. They are home to a diverse variety of flora and fauna. Further, millions of people live in forests and depend on it for their livelihood. Trees are part of the water cycle and lessen water runoff. Trees also bind the soil and prevent soil erosion. From the various uses discussed, it is clear that forests are important economically and ecologically. So, in order to maintain the ecological balance, it is suggested that 1/3 of a region should be covered by forests. Types of forests in Maharashtra. Types of forests found in Maharashtra are: 1. Tropical semi-evergreen forests. 2. Tropical moist deciduous forests. 3. Tropical dry deciduous forests. 4. Tropical thorny forests. And 5. Mangrove forests. Tropical semi-evergreen forests. Tropical semi-evergreen forests are the ones with broadleaf and hardwood trees which grow to a height of 60 to 65 meters. They are found in areas with rainfall above 2000 millimeters and annual average temperature between 20 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. These forests provide wood, which is used to make agricultural equipment and build houses. Further, the leaves, flowers, fruits, roots, and bark of these trees are used as herbal medicine. In the state, these forests are found in eastern part of Sindhudurg, Ratnagiri, Thane, and western parts of Kolhapur, Satara, and Pune districts. Some of the trees found here are Kinjal, Sal, Sag, Kusum, Arjun, Hirda, Beda, etc. Tropical moist deciduous forests. Tropical moist deciduous forests grow well in the rainy season and shed their leaves at the start of the summer season and grow to a height of 30 to 40 meters. They are found in the areas with rainfall between 1000 millimeters to 2000 millimeters and annual average temperature between 20 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. They are found in Bhandara, Gondia, Gadchiroli, Chandrapur, Nasik, Pune, Kolhapur, Dhule, and Nandurbar districts of Maharashtra. Some of the trees found here are sal, teak, sandalwood, palas, kanchan, arjun, etc. Tropical dry deciduous forests. Tropical dry deciduous forests are short, shed their leaves in summer, and have thorns. It is found in areas where rainfall is between 500 millimeters and 1000 millimeters, and average annual temperature between 35 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade. Trees found here include bale, palas, anjan, etc. Wood from these trees is used as firewood. Tendu leaves are used to make beedi. These forests are found in Jalgaon, Dhule, Buldhana, Amravati, Nagpur, Bhandara, Gondia, and Akola districts. Hot tropical thorny forests. Hot tropical thorny forests are usually found in the rain shadow area, receiving less than 500 millimeters rainfall. Here, the summer is hot and dry, and due to low rainfall, short and thorny bushes are found here. Some of the plants found here are bor, babool, neem, khair, hirada, cactus, etc. The babool and neem trees are used to make agricultural equipment and houses. Hide is made from the bark of the babool. Corfade, that is aloe vera, is a medicinal plant. Mangroves. Mangroves include trees and shrubs growing in estuaries and intertidal areas, that is, areas lying between the high tide mark and low tide mark. They grow in saline water and waterlogged soil which is poor in oxygen and are usually partially submerged. Mangroves act as buffers between the land and the sea and prevent erosion. They are host to a diverse variety of vertebrates and invertebrates. Some of the mangrove trees found in the state are Kandal and Tiwar. Conservation of forests. Forest conservation involves proper management, safety, care of plants, and extension of forest area. Rampant cutting of trees or deforestation leads to climate change, soil erosion, and destroys habitats of various plants and animals. Afforestation and reforestation are two measures to increase forest cover. Afforestation is the establishment of a forest on land which was never a forest, while reforestation is planting trees to re-establish lost forest cover. It is recommended that 33% of geographical area in the state must be under forests. To protect forests in the state, thousands of tree saplings are planted every year in the state. Further, planting of trees on bunds of fields and fallow lands is encouraged. The state government had launched the Sant Tukaram 1 Gram Yojana in 2006 to stop illegal cutting of trees and spread awareness about benefits of forest conservation. Another conservation method is social forestry. The National Commission on Agriculture, Government of India, coined the term social forestry in 1976. Under this scheme, fallow and unused lands such as those along railway lines, wastelands were to be covered with trees so as to meet the growing demands of forest goods such as timber, fuel, fodder, etc. This was meant to lessen the pressure on traditional forests and prevent their felling. Wildlife resources in Maharashtra. Animals that grow and propagate in their natural habitat without being domesticated by man are known as the wildlife of the region. The wildlife are a commercial resource as they draw tourists. They are also an ecological resource as animals form a part of ecological and biological processes such as pollination, germination, seed dispersal, soil generation, nutrient cycling, and pest control. If a significant number of species are removed from the environment, the connected ecosystem is also adversely affected, as there is no other animal to perform their role. Wildlife is also a source of recreational pleasure for many people. They are also a cultural asset of the region. Less than 1/5 of the state is covered with forests, which are confined to only the Western Ghats and East Maharashtra. However, the forests abound in huge variety of animals like tiger, leopards, crocodile, bison, elephants, nilgai, wild deer, and birds like yellow-footed green pigeon, the blackbird, the blue-headed rock thrush, red-vented bulbul, etc. The state animal of Maharashtra is the giant squirrel, which is called Shekaru in Marathi. It is found in Bhima Shankar Forest in Pune district. There are 6 national parks and 36 wildlife sanctuaries in the state. The state has 4 major tiger reserves: Melghat in Amravati district, Pench in Nagpur district, Tadoba Andhari in Chandrapur district, and Sahyadri. Apart from these, Dajipur in Kolhapur district is a reserve for bison. The Karnala Bird Sanctuary is located in Raigad district and the Mayani Bird Sanctuary is located near Vaduj. Mineral resources. A mineral is a naturally occurring, economically important, solid material extracted from the earth. Rocks are made of various minerals. Hence, minerals can be found across various areas of the state. More than 3,000 types of minerals exist in the world. When a rock has enough quantity of a particular mineral or an aggregate of minerals such that it is economically feasible to mine the mineral, it is known as a mineral ore deposit. Minerals are extracted and purified from ore deposits. The mineral-rich zones of Maharashtra include Chandrapur, Gadchiroli, Bhandara, Gondia and Nagpur district in the east, in Kolhapur, Sangli and Sindhudurg in the south, and in Raigad and Ratnagiri in the west. Iron ore. Iron is the second most abundant metal on earth. Iron ore is a rock from which metallic iron is obtained. Iron is a raw material for pig iron, which in turn is used to make steel. Steel is extensively used to construct buildings, automobiles, furniture, etc. Hence, iron is the backbone of various industries. Iron can be found in the form of hematite, magnetite, limonite or siderite. In the state, iron ore deposits are found in Chandrapur, Gadchiroli, Gondia and Nagpur in the east and in Sindhudurg in the south. Bauxite. Bauxite is the chief or primary ore of aluminium. Aluminium is a silver-white, ductile, corrosion-resistant metal. Being a good conductor of electricity, it is used in electrical equipment, utensils, aeroplanes, automobiles, containers, cosmetics and medicines, etc. Aluminium is used in the chemical, cement, oil and steel industry. Maharashtra is the leading producer of bauxite in India. In Maharashtra, the major bauxite deposits are found in Kolhapur, Sangli, Sindhudurg and Raigad districts. Manganese. Manganese is a hard, silver-grey metal and brittle in nature. More than 95% of the manganese is used for iron and steel manufacture in the form of ferromanganese and silicomanganese alloys. Did you know that 10 kg of manganese is used in the production of 1 ton of steel? It is also used to prepare alloys of aluminium, copper, magnesium and nickel. It is also used in glass, dry cell batteries, china clay, bleaching powder, cotton textile, and matchbox industries. In Maharashtra, manganese is found in Bhandara, Gondia, Nagpur, Chandrapur, and Sindhudurg districts. Energy resources. Energy resources provide energy to generate heat, light, and power. They can be renewable like sunlight and non-renewable like coal, oil, and gas. Coal. Coal is a fossil fuel formed from the remnants of ancient plant life buried in swamps. Coal can be classified as peat, lignite, subbituminous, bituminous, and anthracite, depending upon the carbon content. Coal is mainly used in thermal electricity generation, steel production, cement manufacturing, and as a liquid fuel. It is also used in paper manufacture, alumina refineries, and the chemical, fertilizer, and pharmaceutical industries. The byproducts of coal are used to produce several chemical products. Few thermal power stations in the state are Koradi, Paras, Turbhe. In the state, coal mines are found in Chandrapur, Yavatmal, and Nagpur districts. Crude oil and natural gas. Crude oil is a naturally occurring unrefined petroleum product made of carbon and hydrogen. After refining, it yields products like diesel, gasoline, jet fuel, kerosene, and other petrochemicals. In the state, crude oil is found in the offshore oil field called Bombay High, located in the northwestern part of the Arabian Sea near Mumbai. Natural gas is also found here. It is a mixture of gases, that is, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and mainly methane, abundant in hydrocarbons. It is often found along with crude oil and coal deposits. It is used as a domestic fuel, automobile fuel, in electricity generation, steam heat production, for producing steel, glass, forest products, artificial rubber, clothing, cement, fertilizer, and petrochemicals. Conservation of mineral resources. Minerals are formed over millions of years and hence are non-renewable. They are used in a wide variety of industries as raw materials. So, they form the backbone of a region's economy. As the human population keeps increasing, the demand for minerals and energy sources like coal, oil will also increase. Maharashtra has very few large reserves of minerals and energy resources. However, the state has a large number of industries whose demand for energy will continue to rise. This makes it essential to conserve mineral and energy resources in the state. Further, many mining methods to extract minerals destroy the environment, damaging the soil, plants, and polluting air and water. Instead, more sustainable mining methods should be used, and recycling should be encouraged to save mineral resources. For example, when electronic devices like computers, cell phones, TVs are discarded, the metal parts in the devices should be retrieved, recycled, and reused.
If you like our videos, please do share and subscribe to our channel.